Last call will be fun. You like Red Mont Vodka, so we'll have fun with that.
Yeah.
So first time you met Bear Bryant, how did that go down?
Well,
he's a guy that doesn't get referenced.
Well, Nick Saban is
ever
now.
So amazing. The one thing that it really makes you, if you tell somebody to play for Bear Bryant, and I played there for his last 3 teams. I was 5-year. His last 3 teams were my first 3 years, and I was with Ray Perkins my junior and senior. I played a lot more in the Perkins.
So you were at that
era.
Liberty Bowl game against Illinois.
Yeah. There's a really great picture. I'll have to text it to you. It's cool. But there's a picture. It was in Chuck's Fish, and it's the only picture taken of this event.
The one at Tuscaloosa?
Angle. Yeah, it was. It's not there anymore, which it was a big picture, too. It was like, a poster, 28 by something. But it was a picture of us taking Coach Bryant off the field for the last time, and I'm in the foreground. It's really cool. Everything else is somebody else. But my helmet, is obviously we have the numbers on our helmets. But see, I guess if you were ranking recruits, the way they do now is so important to 5-star, 4-star, 3. I was probably, I was a 2, maybe a 3-star guy. We had a lot of 5-star recruits in that class: Walter Lewis, Paul Carruth, Lenny Patrick. Shows you how, that was a long time ago, but these were great players. And so I was just, I was lucky to even knew who I was. But I will tell you this. When I was the last Iron Bowl, the famous Bo Jackson over-the-top game, and we lost, I was playing a decent amount. And then I had a penalty in the previous game, and it just didn't go over well. And I think Coach Bryant kind of got a little ticked off at me, so I didn't play in the Iron Bowl that year. And I was really kind of frustrated because it was a really exciting game, but it was close. But anyway, I'm sitting on a taping table in Legion Field in the locker room, and Coach Bryant came over. My dad had some problems my last, while I was there in college. But Coach Bryant came over and he tapped me on the knee and he goes, "Hey, how's your dad doing?" I mean, we were all by ourselves. We were just in one remote corner of the place, and he, he never even knew. He probably didn't live 6 more weeks. But that's something that I can still remember, and how much it meant to him to just, kind of in his own way go, "Hey, man, don't worry about that penalty last week," and just ask me about my father, because I had a heart-to-heart with him earlier that year about this situation. Anyway, long story short, I won't make it too encrypted, but he was just the kind of man that you didn't realize the impact until years later. Everybody goes, "What's it like to play for Bear Bryant?" And I don't have all those great, "Oh, yeah, I learned so much, this, and this." I don't know. But I do know what it's like to have played for him and to be in this state and to be somebody who, is recognized with Alabama. And obviously he is the reason that it is what it is today. It's pretty special.
Yeah. We're just about out of time. I don't want this to end, though, without thanking Mike. We started, really our first big thing was SEC Media Days last year. And if you guys remember, we were in a storefront just outside of the Winfrey, the old McMillan's Big and Tall. Yeah. We built a set in there and brought the guest over and did video. And this guy is the reason why. Mike was the one that helped us do that. That was a super meaningful time to us, and you were integral in it. So I don't know that we've ever publicly thanked you for that.
Well, Dunaway brought this up when we were in Atlanta off mic last week. He said, when we look back at all of the things we've done over this year, that might be the coolest thing.
Yeah, it was
just
amazing.
Because the setup was so unique.
It was a unique setup, and Mike was integral not just in the location, but helping us procure the furniture and the decorations and just about everything.
Yeah, your wife was up there vacuuming.
My wife was up there vacuuming, yeah.
It was a grassroots effort, man.
It was.
And trust me, your wife is the one that brought the cocktail glasses in.
That is right,
and those are the ones you'll be drinking out of when we do Last Call.
That's right. They're still here.
Yeah, still got them.
Mike, thank you, man. Always good to see you.
Appreciate it, boys.
Yep, Mike White, always great with his time. We'll do a Last Call. It'll be fun. All right, thanks to all of you for joining us. Go subscribe on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up. Tell everybody you know. We'll see you 9 o'clock on Thursday. Have a great afternoon.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Another live show, Next Round Live. It is a Thursday. Along with Lance Taylor, I'm Ryan Brown. Rockstar producing the show. Scott Forrester is on the video. John Lunsford makes sure all your podcasts and videos and everything happen. Taylor Corrin handling our social media. Dunaway out again today. Now, listen, I want to say this about Dunaway. He's had COVID, as you guys know, and I think he's on the mend. He's feeling better. He really wanted to be here today. Here's what happened. You know, we're a show that pulls back the curtain quite often. Jim was going to be here today, and I need to be off tomorrow. I've got an off day scheduled for tomorrow. My wife and I are going out of town for her birthday and our anniversary. And Jim wanted to be here today, and I talked him into taking one more day. And for those who, you're talking him taking a day off, for Dunaway, that's pain. I mean, he's a team player by actually taking the day off. Because my point was, I don't want you to come here today, lose your voice, and then I have to come back in on my off day Friday. I'd prefer you to be 100%, or as close to 100% on Friday.
Lose your voice in the 9 o'clock hour tomorrow.
If you're going to do it tomorrow.
Because I will be out of town.
When I'm out of town and don't have to come in.
Well, look, and full disclosure, I said, Brown, just go. We've done a show without you guys before.
Lance has done that. I'm not going to do it, though, because it's a pain in the butt doing shows by yourself. I mean, you'll admit, you've pulled it off. You've done well, but it is not fun. It's much more fun having a full staff. I mean, we prefer to have 3 people.
Absolutely. Let me see if I can find this text.
Okay. Is this from Dunaway?
Yeah. Was it the whole TNR?
I don't know. I don't know what text you're looking for.
I think it was just me and you. And
Oh, we were talking about Dunaway behind his back? No, it was just the 3 of us. I remember that. Hey, Rockstar, real quick, retell Lunsford the chat's not working again for some reason. I'm sorry to do that straight on the air there.
You asked, what is your voice like? Can't tell until I start talking. Sounds okay, but literally have been in bed since Friday and have not talked.
How does that work?
That's what I said.
He said he hasn't talked since Friday. And
do they have those sex operators anymore? You know, you used to be able to call the... You could at least call a party line and test it out for a little bit, right?
Lance's response, though, was not even to Lady Maggie.
Yeah, I said no combo with Lady Maggie.
She's in quarantine.
So anyway, hopefully Jim is back tomorrow and is in good spirits and is feeling great. I think he is on the mend. I think he's feeling a lot better. A lot of people say your solo shows are awesome. Not awful. Awesome. My bad. Awesome, not awful.
Blow plop.
Yeah. So maybe I should just go. I'll play that. I'll play that card. I say, okay, if y'all like Lance Bryant stuff, I'll just go on vacation.
No.
And I'll take all next week off too.
I mean, look, again, full disclosure, Forster's out, so we're going to be a
skeleton crew. Yeah. I mean,
if Forster was here, Lunsford could jump on set. We could rotate in some other guest. It would be fun.
Yeah, we'll be hanging by a thread tomorrow. Y'all, I mean, this is going to be crazy. Anyway, it's good to have everybody back. Thank you for joining us everywhere, especially on YouTube, where, as always, we ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as so many of you did yesterday. Thank you for following up on what we asked you to do. It was tremendous. You guys, please continue to subscribe. If you're just watching us on YouTube, it helps us a ton if you go ahead and subscribe while you're there. Set those alerts so you know when we're live and hit that thumbs up. Always hit that thumbs up every single day. That helps us too. Everybody that hits that thumbs up.
Hey, you did a good job with this yesterday.
Thank you.
I heard that we had over 100 new subscribers yesterday.
Yep.
And we want to when Dunaway does get back, we want to propose something to Dunaway, because I think it's really important before August 16th, our 1-year anniversary, when we're having our party out at Walk-Ons at Stadium Trace, that we have 10,000 followers. And I think there is a way to achieve this.
Okay. I am all ears.
Yeah.
Now, that party is when? That's August 16th. Yeah. What is today?
He's going to have Dunaway do the Evel Knievel jump or something.
No, I think Dunaway will be on board with this. It is Dunaway. It is all about Dunaway, but I think we probably need to wait until he's on set to actually ask him this.
Okay. That'll be tomorrow.
Yeah.
That'll be tomorrow. I'm texting with him right now, in fact.
Okay.
He said he's good for tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Hey, so can we start with something weird?
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
That's what this show's all about.
My first headline, read this. Can you see this?
New discovery makes Loch Ness Monster, quote unquote, plausible. We're not saying it's real.
It's summer. This and Amelia Earhart will come out soon, too.
You know, as a kid, though, I wanted to believe in things like the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot. Is there anything that you believe in? Our old colleague over at Jack's, Matt McLaren, has been abducted by an alien, according to him.
According to him, yeah, he says that.
He swears by it.
He told. I think it was the first time we met him, right?
Yeah.
So for those that don't remember the story,
We took him
just
to dinner.
real quick. So Paul, in a contract, I don't know if I'd call it a contract dispute, a contract negotiation, or whatever.
It was a contract power play.
Left the air, went dark, as we call it here in the biz. So we moved to afternoons to fill that slot while he negotiated the deal with Cumulus and the SEC network. So while we did that, they didn't know if Paul was going to come back. They go hire Matt McLaren and Scott Harrison out of Dallas. And our contact with them, Lance, had simply been, I think we DM'd them on social media, maybe got their cell number. They knew nothing. So we're like, look, y'all are the show before us. We want you to succeed. When you get into town, we'll take you to dinner. So me, Jim, Rockstar, were you on this dinner? I don't think you were.
I was.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah.
Me, Jim, Lance, Rockstar take Matt and Scott to dinner at a local restaurant. They give us a back room, and we just hang out with them, get to know them a little bit. So it's at this dinner that Matt, first time I ever met the guy. First time I ever met him. Matt tells us the story about being abducted.
Yeah, and I forgot exactly how the story went, but he swears by it. It sounded pretty eerie. The closest I've seen to what would look like a somewhat realistic abduction is a movie called Fire in the Sky. I think
Yeah.
D.B. Sweeney.
He was in it, but
Is
the
the
thing
lead?
with McLaren, I remember him saying, I think he said he was like almost levitating above his bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
That's
like that.
the one
yeah.
thing I remember.
Yeah. And I was only a couple of beers in. I was like, this is different.
Y'all should do a show.
Yeah.
We hired.
Right.
I mean, this is the
But
show
then as
before-
we got to know Matt, it made a
lot of
little more
sense.
sense.
Yep.
But I've never seen a ghost. I've said this before on the air. I'd never want to see a ghost. I do believe there's other life form out there somewhere.
My little one asked me that last night. Okay. So we were driving to the car last night, and she was looking up through the roof and said, I've taught her that sometimes the really bright, what seem like stars are actually planets, right? That you're actually seeing a planet. And she said, look, Dad, that one's really bright. Is that a planet? And I said, I don't know, but it probably is if it's really bright like that. And she says, why do they say Pluto's not a planet anymore? And I was like, sweetie, I don't know. It's just stupid.
It is stupid.
Pluto
Pluto
is
is a
a planet.
planet.
I said,
Yeah.
in our family, Pluto's a planet. I'm not going to buy
It's
into
too
that.
small.
I'm
big
old
dignified
math
as a
and I'm
planet.
Pluto.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Maybe that's a new T-shirt for us.
There are moons that are bigger than Pluto.
okay. So whatever.
Doesn't
So
matter.
yeah, Pluto's a planet. That's what I told her. So Pluto's a
Doesn't
planet.
matter. Hervé Villechaize was a person, right?
That's right. He was small.
To go back to it, they call it a dwarf planet.
Well, yeah.
Okay, but he's still a planet.
Well, but I mean, Hallie said it's her favorite planet, Pluto, and then she said, "Well,
Really
other."
cold.
I know.
I think it might be my favorite planet now.
She
too.
said, "Other than Earth, of course." And then she asked me, she's like, "Is Earth the only place where people are?" And I said, I believe that. Yeah, Earth is the only place where people are. People like us. So I don't know, Lance. I don't know if
Yeah, who knows?
I don't
I mean,
really care, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the universe is infinite. I'm just saying, are there theories out there that you believe that don't make sense to anyone else?
I have never been a Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster. What are some other ones that go along with that?
Sasquatch.
the
Yeti.
Sasquatch, the Yeti,
Chupacabra.
the
I
Chupacabra,
said, buddy.
the Leprechaun in Mobile on St. Patrick's Day.
No, that was believable.
You saw the sketch.
Yeah, the sketch was incredible.
Yeah. So, I mean, those things have just never really appealed to me, no. I mean,
As a kid, did they though? Like I was just fascinated. Maybe I grew up in that time where Night Stalker with Darren McGavin was out.
Yeah.
And it was more like the X-Files before the X-Files. And I don't know why I wanted to believe in that stuff because it would really be terrifying if we had that stuff around, right?
I guess so, yeah. I think I remember doing leprechaun traps. I know my little one did a leprechaun trap in school. I think I remember doing one in elementary school. So
don't.
maybe I like the leprechaun.
Anybody ever get one?
None of my friends at Saks, we didn't have a lot of leprechauns in Saks that
That
I'm
one
aware of.
liar. I had him for a second, but he got away.
Yeah, he got away.
Hard to snag a leprechaun.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never gotten one. I'm just digging through the chat.
Yeah, I mean,
room here.
the most obvious for people are ghosts or UFOs.
Yeah,
And those sightings
yeah.
are daily.
Yeah.
And there are people that swear by the ghost thing. My ex-wife, her family from Livingston, Alabama, they swear the one house that her dad grew up in is
Right.
haunted. And like some of the stories they tell, it's crazy.
Oh
like,
man, that's spooky right
now,
there.
like every day at a certain time, the bed would have the what am I looking for?
Ghost in it?
The ghost would be in it, but what am I calling the impression of the bed,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
the body? Like
Right.
you could see it at a certain time every day.
Yeah.
And then the other times it was just a normal bed.
Interesting.
So the ghost was taking a nap.
Yeah.
It's a very tired ghost.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might burn that house.
I mean, I would figure if you're 200 or 300 years old, you probably want a nap. I
Seriously?
nap now.
At least he didn't get into bed when you're in bed, though.
You don't know that, Rockstar.
But again, I've never seen one. I don't want to see one.
Superior Thruster says, guy at work yesterday swore he saw an alien when he was on break. He's been spending as much time as possible looking at the sky since. He said he saw a UFO when he was on break. So he just stands outside and looks at the sky.
See,
now.
I don't know how you would tell the difference. You know, there's so many different aircrafts up there now. There's so many drones. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how you would know if it was, you know, back in the day, you would think that a UFO would jump out.
Right? Walker says, VMI, where I graduated, is 100% haunted. Saw some questionable things while on guard duty at 2 a.m. Well, I bet at 2 a.m., though, your mind can create some really crazy things.
Yeah, see, and that's, I think the only time I came close to an encounter, and I think I might have told you guys this, when I was living in Kansas with that host family in Elkhart, Kansas in 1995, me and a guy named Keith Ginner.
Yep.
Good buddy of mine, and so that was our host family. Well, we found out that their granddaughter had drowned in the backyard. We didn't find this out.
They had a pool?
No, they had like it was like a man-made brook, fountain, whatever, but it was like 3 or 4 feet deep.
Okay.
And she apparently drowned in that. And after we found that out, we would hear things. Keith swore he saw something little run through the backyard.
Oh, gosh, Lance.
I'm just being honest with
Something
you.
little. It was a
So
squirrel.
by the end of the summer, Keith and I told you guys I had that water bed.
Yeah.
We were sleeping in the same water bed. We were ready to get the hell out of there.
Every
Snuggle
time
with
you
me,
turn over,
please.
you're going to make me sick.
Snuggle with me, please.
But that's the closest I got to it. And you had that eerie feeling.
Zach says he grew up quasi close to Livingston, and in rural areas, the supernatural is definitely real. Jeez, guys.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable sleeping in woods.
Yeah. Nor would I.
Yeah.
Supernatural or not.
Well, yeah, just simple fact that
Yeah.
I'm more of a
Like a mattress and air conditioner.
AC and hot shower guy.
Patrick says alien abductions are nothing compared to what goes down in Walker County. Goose says a mythical creature. How about a championship coach at Mississippi State? Let's get it back to sports. Night Stalker was a great show, according to Jack.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could never find it, though, because that was when you had the old TV guide. Mm-hmm. And the TV guide was never accurate. And there was no rhyme or rhythm to when Night Stalker was going to come on. But when it would come on, I'd get super excited about it.
I do remember as a kid watching Tales from the Crypt. It was pretty
so good.
Yeah, it was pretty scary sometimes as a kid, though. I mean, I was a little kid.
One of Brad Pitt's first roles.
I remember Demi Moore was in one. There's a bunch of stars in them.
I mean, that was a great show, I thought.
Yeah.
Crypt Keeper was awesome.
He's a little trickster, wasn't he?
Yeah. So, hey, this could be a poll question. What do you think is more believable, though, the UFO or the ghost?
All right, Taylor, there's your first poll question. Cowan Equipment poll question. More believable, a UFO or a ghost? The polls you can vote on at Next Round Live, presented by Cowan Equipment.
Yeah, hey, Cowan Equipment, proud to partner with us here on the Next Round on this venture. Would love the opportunity to partner with your company for your heavy equipment needs. Visit us. Go to Cowan.com to find out more about how we can be your heavy equipment solution, from rental and new equipment sales to superior service and parts. Cowan.com. Which way would you guys vote on that? I would vote, I think I see a ghost before I see a UFO.
Probably so, yeah. The whole UFO thing I've never really bought into. I mean, why do they just fly around and look at us?
I mean, we don't bother with it.
Yeah, I mean, if they have that kind of technology, they don't have
Just
to.
imagine how vast the United States is. Well, how come Brown never just goes over to Des Moines, Iowa?
I got a new deck I need to
That
build.
doesn't make any sense. What are you
Because
talking
it's so
about?
vast. The United States is like, why don't the Browns ever drive?
No, my
San
point
Diego every
is,
now and
like,
then.
if they've got the technology to fly a UFO and hover here, they don't need the UFO to monitor us. That's my point. They could monitor us with their other technology.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Like, if I had the opportunity to go to another planet or to go to Spain, the coast of Spain,
Oh,
I'm going to
100% the coast
Spain.
of Spain. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know why they would waste with that,
Yeah.
unless their planet's that boring.
Well, and that may be, but they got good technology,
I
obviously.
mean, if
better
their
than we've
planet's
got.
all Gary, Indiana, I get it.
Yeah. They could come together. It's like in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid when they get off the train in Bolivia.
Yeah.
He goes, this could be the garden spot of Bolivia. People could come from miles to see this one spot, right?
Such a good movie.
Yeah, it is such a good movie. All right, we are 30 days from kickoff. We're 1 week. You know what's 1 week from tonight, right? Don't you?
I do. We've got the Hall of Fame game.
That is right.
The Jags and the
Raiders.
Yes.
American tackle football on your TV. 1 week from tonight on the NFL Network from Canton, Ohio. I fully understand. Some of you are like, exhibition football. I don't get fired up for that. I personally do. It's just another one of those things that shows you we're close. We are also 30 days. 30 days from kick. 1 week from week 0. Now, that's got to fire you up.
No, that does. I mean, 30 days is nothing.
Yes.
I mean, that is
we do that in a heartbeat.
Blink of an eye.
I could do 30 days in jail, Rockstar.
Oh, I don't think you could.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think you could.
Bracket bet? No, I don't want to try.
Hey, so Trevor Lawrence, though. I think he had the third worst QBR in the NFL last year. I don't know what the expectation in year 2 is for Trevor Lawrence. You know, I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be a good, solid NFL quarterback. I never thought he would be an elite talent. Do you think he has that bounce back year, though?
Do you buy into, I'll answer your question with a question, do you buy into Doug Peterson, great offensive coach? I mean, can Doug Peterson get the type of play out of Trevor Lawrence that he got out of
Carson Wentz.
And then ultimately out of Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I mean, he won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. That's hard to do.
We forget, and the play calling in that Super Bowl was the reason they won that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it really was. So, yeah, I do have confidence in Doug Peterson. I think ETN coming back healthy is going to be a key for that offense. I don't know why. I don't like his hair. I've never liked his hair.
Who, Trevor Lawrence?
Maybe that's me being an old man.
But if he were a Rams Super Bowl winning quarterback, you'd love that hair.
I could
Tolerate it.
Yeah.
Tolerate it.
But with all that said, there's for whatever reason, I'd like to see him succeed. I don't know why. He seems like a nice kid.
I have absolutely nothing against Trevor Lawrence.
I think Alabama fans probably do because he torched that ass back in the day.
He did. I mean, he beat Saban the way not many people have beaten Nick Saban before. And
that's when we thought that he had a chance at being maybe an elite. You know, I think it was Kuiper that had Trevor Lawrence the highest rated quarterback since Andrew Luck and John Elway.
Right. Yeah, he put him in that category. Yeah. I don't know. I think Doug Peterson's a good offensive coach. That division is not the easiest division. I mean, the Texans are down a little bit, but the Titans are a really good team. It's a good defensive squad. The Colts are a good team.
But do you trust any of those teams year in, year out?
I do not. No.
Yeah, like I mean,
the Titans were the 1 seed last year.
I know, but I could see the Titans with Tannehill. Like Derrick Henry doesn't stay healthy. Tannehill plays like Tannehill can play. You know, the Titans could drop back to an 8-9 team. The Colts, I don't know what you're going to get with Matt Ryan. I think they've got a really good roster. I think they're going to be okay, but, you know, Jacksonville is a team that maybe could surprise this year.
Man, the Colts, when you think about it, how many good quarterbacks have Colts? I mean, they have Peyton Manning, then they go straight to Andrew Luck.
Curtis Painter.
Well, they go from Peyton Manning straight to Andrew Luck to Phillip Rivers, who say what you want about Phillip Rivers. Now, there was obviously a quarterback in between. Who played quarterback in between Andrew Luck and Phillip Rivers?
Carson Wentz.
No.
Carson Wentz is now.
Carson Wentz is then Matt Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're saying who played between?
In Indianapolis. Who played between?
Curtis Painter.
Was it Curtis Painter? Who played between in Indianapolis? You went Manning to Luck, and then between Luck and Phillip Rivers, they had 1 year.
Oh, yeah.
Guy that
no, Jacoby
played for the
Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett, that's right.
Yeah.
No, it was Jacoby Brissett, who by backup standards is a really quality NFL backup.
Oh, yeah. That's the guy you want as your number 2.
Then you go to Phillip Rivers, you go to Matt Ryan. My point was, boy, if you're a Colts fan, you've had a bunch of really good quarterbacks, and what do you have to show for it?
You've got one championship.
One championship, won by the best one you had, Peyton Manning.
And that's what's hard to believe. We were in Indianapolis and looking at Lucas Oil and talking to different, Uber drivers. I feel like I'm always in an Uber, about the history of the Colts. You're talking about, and maybe we could do this at some point, franchises where there was way too much meat left on the bone.
Yeah. I mean, Buffalo obviously is one of them.
I mean, Green Bay's one of them.
No, you're absolutely right. We've talked about it. To have had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers back to back. I mean, these are 2 first ballot lock Hall of Famers back to back. And what do you have to show for that? 2 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah, that's it. One from each.
And both of them have played a long career. It's not like they had truncated careers.
Yeah, and I mean, college football. I mean, what are some of these windows that you thought you would have this massive window that was going to be great?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, Oklahoma. I think you'd have to put Oklahoma in that discussion because they won early under Bob Stoops, and you thought there are going to be a bunch of national championships here, and they have been a consistent playoff team, and where they were a consistent contender for the national championship before the playoff, and what do they have to show for it?
Yeah. I look, even, a guy that pulls for USC going back to the Pete Carroll days, 2 national championships just don't seem like enough.
Yeah.
I mean, for that decade, that was what Nick Saban was doing at Alabama. But Nick Saban every other year cashes in on the national championship. Pete Carroll was only able to do 2.
Right. Yeah, we'll get back to that. That's an interesting thought. 30 days, though, for college football kick. So when we return, look, here's an argument I've always had. Sometimes you just have to understand expectations are what they are. And what does it hurt you to embrace them? Ryan Day has done that. We'll hear what he said. Is Pac-12 Media Days a little bit different than the SEC? We'll discuss that, too. Dr. B, though, is helping LT grow his hair back. Before we talk a little college football, in the next segment, LT, talk about that salad on your head.
Yeah, look, I'm realistic. I'm never going to have Trevor Lawrence's hair.
No, I would say that's true.
It's just not going to happen.
Or his ability.
But, I never worried about ever being bald or having hair fall out. And unfortunately, it started to happen last year. Look, so be preemptive. If you love someone, you see them losing a little bit of hair, you need to get them to call Dr. Beckenstein. He is the absolute best. I asked around. Everyone said Dr. B was the guy to call. I set up that consultation with Dr. B and his team. They performed the genetic testing to determine the best course of treatment. It is cutting edge. Dr. B, the only one in the state offering it. He can target an individual's treatment based on the genetics, formulate compounds and prescriptions to their profile. This is a game changer. After I got my results, me and Dr. Beckenstein had that virtual meeting to go over the options. We chose the non-invasive laser treatment, which will help increase thickness and health of the hair. I'm excited to see those results. Dr. B takes pride treating each patient personally. Call Dr. B today, 205-319-0316. That's 205-319-0316, and tell him the Next Round sent you.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
This hour of the Next Round is brought to you by Culver's, now featuring the Big Wisconsin Cheese Pub Burger. Stop in the Highway 150 or the Highway 280 location and enjoy one today. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Hey parents, is your son or daughter moving to Tuscaloosa this fall? Tyler Bigby can help. Listen to this former client of Tyler's.
Hello folks, my name is Toby Banks, and Tyler has helped us sell, buy, and sell again while our sons were at Bama. We saved over $84,000 by purchasing a home through Tyler versus paying rent for 7 years.
If you're considering buying or selling, call Tyler Bigby with the Advantage Realty Group, 205-826-6476. Once again, that's 205-826-6476.
Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the Next Round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Wayne's Pest Control is taking pest control to the next level. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. Keep your home pest-free and rodent-free with Wayne's proprietary Smart System. Smart is a digital, eco-friendly rodent monitoring solution that tells Wayne's you have an unwanted mouse or rodent before you even know about it. Wayne's Smart Service professionals will proactively set up an appointment to take care of that problem, keeping your family and pets safe and healthy. And right now, get $60 off Smart Pet Service with the offer code TNR. Let Wayne's create your happy place. 866-WAYNES1 or call Waynes.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
The new location of Walk-Ons is now open at Stadium Trace in Hoover near the Hoover Met. And just like the location off Highway 280, you get authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine prepared fresh from scratch every day. Walk-Ons Happy Hour is 2 to 6 Monday through Friday. $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. Download the Walk-Ons mobile app for an easy take-home experience for the family. It's game day with a taste of Louisiana at Walk-Ons off Highway 281-19 and now at Stadium Trace near the Hoover Met.
The Next Round store is live and loaded. Check out the latest logo t-shirts and hoodies. Get your favorite team colors, the Next Round flag shirt, or grab the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest t-shirts. Go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the Southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe, homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champyschicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
Summer weather is finally here. Make sure your air conditioner is ready for the Alabama heat. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the ones to call for all of your HVAC needs. Hemphill Services is a locally owned and operated independent train dealer, and the team can service all makes and models. Get the guys at Hemphill Services to make sure your HVAC unit is ready to help you beat the Alabama heat this summer. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, do what I do. Call Hemphill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090.
All right, we continue on the next round. 30 days until college football kicks off. Do you think, Lance, Pac-12 Media Days might have a little bit of a different feel than SEC Media Days?
Would
you
gosh.
think?
Obviously the story is the defection of USC and UCLA, and I bet they're being, treated like leopards.
What do you know where it sounded like you said leopards, like the fast-running animal. Lepers. Do you know?
Or leopards, because they are running as fast as they can to get the hell out of that conference.
That's a good point. Do you know where Pac-12 Media Days are this year?
I would guess Pac-12 Media Days are in San Francisco. Give me 3 guesses.
Los Angeles.
Okay, Los Angeles.
Sorry.
I was going to go Scottsdale, then L.A.
I'm assuming this location was picked prior to the news of USC and UCLA leaving. And I continue to call it Pac-12 Media Days, plural, which is not correct. It is Pac-12 Media Day at the Novo Theater in Los Angeles.
Wouldn't our investors love if we just had a media day?
Media day, yes. One day. Boy, could you imagine how hectic the SEC would be if it were one single day? So I'm going to say it probably hits a little different out in L.A. I just thought it was odd that it was actually in L.A. with them bailing and heading out of the conference. But USC and UCLA at least get to play one more home game as a Pac-12 team. I want to go back to Big Ten Media Days. But first, Lance, Precision Sports keeping players like those Pac-12 guys in the game.
Yeah, hey, whether you're a weekend athlete or sports is your life, Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics wants to help you stay in the game. If you have an injury or pain that says something's not right, let Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics help you. Make your greatest comeback today. From concussions to sprained ankles, our experienced team ready with treatment options. Find a doctor at precisionsportsortho.com/providers.
As Tripp says, I bet you could probably call it a Pac-12 media brunch. I bet you that's more the feel of it. Probably so. Not quite the party some other conferences are. For instance, the Big Ten, who was at Lucas Oil Stadium. We've been to Lucas Oil Stadium. Beautiful facility.
Yeah, cool place.
Not the Novo Theater in L.A., which I don't even know what the Novo Theater is. It could be a phenomenal place.
I don't know. Again, my man Ryan Day needs some disco.
What is? Oh, the eye stuff.
Yeah, but I put mine on today.
Yeah,
didn't get good sleep after trivia last night. Put a little disco on. We got to send him some.
Yeah, we'll send him some disco. Ryan Day can afford it. So before we go to Ryan Day here, and we're about to hear from the Ohio State coach, I've always thought, and I think I've said it on the show a couple times, when you try to tamp down expectations, it doesn't really work. Like, what are Alabama fans' expectations this year?
A national championship.
Yeah, and if Nick Saban came out and said, hey, well, I know everybody expects a national championship, but I'm just going to tell you, 9-3 is a good season for us this year. First of all, you'd never hear Nick Saban say that, but if he did, do you think any fan is going to say, oh, wait a minute, my expectation was a national championship, but Coach has said 9-3 is a good year, so I'm going to temp down my expectations.
Well, look,
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, most fan bases are unrealistic.
Right.
It's the fanatic that comes out, and I get that. So everybody thinks, hey, we're 0-0. We've got this opportunity to make one of these crazy runs, which every now and then happens. But if you're a program like Alabama or Ohio State, embrace it.
You may as well, right? Because they're not changing.
It's not changing.
There is nothing Ryan Day can do to change Ohio State fan expectations, nothing Nick Saban can do to change Alabama fan expectations.
I mean,
so
hell,
why not embrace it?
We even saw Jim Harbaugh basically say, hey, look, last year we did some great things. We beat Ohio State. We won a Big Ten championship, but we want to beat Ohio State, Michigan State, win the Big Ten championship, win a national championship.
You may as well say that because that's what your fans expect out of you. That's my whole point. You're right. You may as well say that. Like when coaches don't do that, or when they try to do the opposite, I'm like, well, you're wasting your time. Fans are not going to change expectations.
Yeah,
that's what fans do.
When guys talk about how young their team is, who was it this year that was pulling the Butch Jones?
It wasn't hype. I think it might have been Billy Napier. Maybe it was. I don't know. I thought it was a first-year coach. Maybe it was Brian Kelly. His first-year coach. I thought.
Maybe.
All right, so here's Ryan Day, Big Ten Media Days. This was from yesterday. I saw it late in the show, and I meant to share the quote, but I'm glad I didn't because Scott's got the video. Here's Ryan Day. Embracing, and real quick before we go to Ryan Day, expectations of Ohio State fans are what this year? Win the national championship.
I think anything less than them playing for a national championship is a complete disaster.
Well, I mean, to begin with, beat Michigan because you lost to them for the first time in forever last year, so you can't do that twice in a row.
Well, and you got them at home.
Yeah, and if you beat Michigan, it's win the Big Ten championship, and if you've done that, by the way, it's win the national championship.
You're going to be favored in every game. Look, the schedule's not easy. You kick off with Notre Dame, you end with Michigan, to top 10 teams, but at the same time, you're going to be favored in every single game. The expectation is 2 years ago you played for the national championship. Get back there, not only play for it, but win it.
So here's Ryan Day, who Lance says has bags under his eyes.
He does.
Here's his thoughts on those expectations.
Well, every year the expectations are high, and that doesn't change, based on what happened the year before. The expectation is to win them all, and that's I said that in my opening press conference when I was named the head coach, and that's just the way it is. So, maybe at some places 11-2 with a Rose Bowl victory is a good year. It isn't at Ohio State. And so our three goals are beat the team up north, win the Big Ten championship, win the national championship. That's the goal. Those three things didn't happen last year. So that didn't change this year, next year, or the year before. Just a different team.
I love that attitude, and I love the swipe. It wasn't really a swipe at Michigan. It felt like it was close to a swipe at Michigan. For some people, 11-2 and winning the Rose Bowl is a big deal. That's not for us.
I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I think you'll probably agree. Urban Meyer, forget the baggage at Jacksonville, forget the baggage at Florida. He's a great coach. They have not missed a beat, I don't think, with Ryan Day.
No, I would agree completely. Oregon was his first regular season loss as coach, right? And Michigan was his first Big Ten loss. So that guy think about how long Ryan Day, now he's not been there forever, but when you think of Ryan Day, he's been there a minute.
Yeah.
And they just last year lost their first regular season game, and at the very end of last year lost their first Big Ten game. So the guy has been a dominant coach at Ohio State so far.
Yeah, and look.
In the Big Ten anyway.
He's going to be, I believe, we had the argument back and forth, is it going to be Kirby Smart or Ryan Day? I guess you throw Lincoln Riley in the mix now. Who's that next coach to win their first national championship? I'd put any amount of money on it this Ryan Day.
I really like that guy. And I love that attitude. You may as well embrace it if you're the Ohio State coach.
Yeah.
Because it's what your fans think. And if Ryan Day stood there and said, hey, look, 11-2 Rose Bowl win, that is a great year for us, and we'll be fortunate to do that this year. There's not a single Ohio State fan that's going to say, oh, I need to dial it back then. I guess I need to pull for 11-2 in a Rose Bowl.
Are you a little surprised that Nick Saban and Bill Belichick don't have bags?
I've just not really inspected them. Do they not?
No, I don't think they do.
Not visible like that.
Yeah. Jeff Fisher had them. I would think most coaches probably would have them.
Well,
really,
they never sleep.
It is from a lack of sleep.
Is that 100%? It's not some of it's genetic, though, right?
Maybe.
Like our viewers can't see this, but look at Marcus Freeman. By the way, good-looking guy. I'm just going to say this. Marcus Freeman.
Well, Marcus Freeman looks like he's 26.
Marcus Freeman, but he doesn't have bags under his eyes.
No.
You just say he's young enough?
I think he's young enough. He probably sleeps well.
Yep. You know what Marcus Freeman looks like, Rockstar?
Who?
Marcus Freeman, not somebody. Marcus Freeman looks like...
Oh, I think he does. I think he looks like John Legend's brother.
He does. He's got a little John Legend in him. I don't disagree with that. Marcus Freeman, what?
I said I can't see.
Oh, so I know you can't, but Marcus Freeman looks like...
Pull him up.
Marcus Freeman looks like a guy that would play a coach in a Hollywood movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever seen the show All American?
I have not.
My man J.L. Shea got me on it.
the one that was on Netflix?
No, it was on CW. I think it's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
But Tay Diggs, really good-looking dude, plays the coach.
Yeah, so Scott is showing Marcus Freeman's acting.
Kyle
in the
Chandler
video.
played the coach in Friday Night Lights.
Right.
A lot of women love Kyle Chandler.
Yeah. No, I mean, Marcus Freeman, because, I'm about to sound the least heterosexual I've ever sounded. Marcus Freeman is a cut-up dude. He's a good-looking guy.
Do you see a little John Legend?
He's young.
I do. I see a little John Legend, Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't know
Okay. All right.
why. I don't know why.
I don't either. There's Rockstar's photo. That's from him at Cincinnati, so that's a couple years ago or so. He's probably aged a bit of that as a head coach. Aged a little bit as a head coach. I just think Marcus Freeman looks like what Hollywood would cast a coach looking like.
Yeah, he's an easy guy to pull for, too. Like, Brian Kelly wasn't necessarily an easy guy to pull for. I know Notre Dame is one of those programs that is so, I don't want to call them polarizing. I think they're just hated if you're not a Notre Dame fan, typically, right?
I mean, yeah, I think Notre Dame's either one of those teams you absolutely love or you absolutely hate.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a whole lot of in between on Notre Dame.
But, right, Marcus Freeman's always also that guy that seems to get every break. Because we go back to Clark Lee taking the Vanderbilt job. Marcus Freeman goes from Cincinnati to Notre Dame when Clark Lee leaves. And then Brian Kelly just, by a miracle, gets the perfect offer from LSU. And Marcus Freeman ascends to being head coach at Notre Dame.
I mean, it is. If I'm Clark Lee, and I don't know that Clark Lee ever in a million years thinks these types of things, but I think any human would, Lance.
Do you got any of those friends that just fall forward in everything?
Yeah. But I mean, I think any human, the natural human reaction to Marcus Freeman becoming the Notre Dame coach was, boy, did I screw that up if I'm Clark Lee. I mean, that's just the natural human reaction, right? I mean, any coach would say, oh, I never think about those things. I think that's probably a lie. Yeah. Anybody would think about that.
I bet Clark Lee's wife, it doesn't get brought up at the dinner table, but I bet she thinks about it.
Well, now, that said,
she probably does like
Nashville. I bet living in
shopping.
Nashville is infinitely better than living in South Bend. Yeah. So you're not going to see your husband if he's the Notre Dame coach or the Vandy coach. I may as well not see him living in Nashville.
But the hourglass has been flipped, and the sand is falling on Clark Lee. And I know there's no expectation. We talk about expectation is national championship at Ohio State. The expectation might be win one conference game this year, but sooner or later.
What do you think Clark Lee is getting paid? They're a private school. I haven't seen any speculation, but it's probably $4 million.
I was going to say 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah.
And I bet Marcus Freeman, and that's a private school as well. I bet he's not getting a ton more than that. Yeah.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
I bet the price is about the same.
Pays equivalent, but the difference is Marcus Freeman can go out and win 10 or 11 games, get to a New Year's Six this year, get that contract extension, and get a bump. I don't see a world in which Clark Lee gets a bump this year.
No, and I was going to ask you, if Clark Lee continues on a 2-3-4 win trajectory, which is where Vandy normally is.
He's got 3 years.
You think it's only 3?
I think it's only 3.
You think they'd only give him 3 years? So at the end of 3 years, if Clark Lee has had, what were they, 2 wins last year?
Yeah, they were 2 wins last year.
Let's say 2, 3, and 3. Let's give him 6 wins over the next 2 years. So at the end of year 3, he's got 8 total wins. You think he gets fired?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
I think so. Because if I'm a Vanderbilt fan, and I don't know how many, backers, boosters, I don't know what their collective's looking like, but I just go back to the James Franklin days. Not that he beat anybody of substance.
He didn't.
But he had back-to-back 9-win seasons and had them in a post-top 25 ranking.
Yeah. When I Googled it, the estimated salary for Clark Lee is $2.56 million. So that's a little less than I would have thought. I'd have thought Clark Lee got paid a little more than that. But $2.5 million? I mean, listen, if you're Vandy and you're only paying a head coach $2.5 million, you're not seriously trying. I mean, wouldn't you agree with that?
But who's going to take that job?
I bet you could get, if you were at Vandy and you were paying $5 or $6 million, you could get a lot better candidates than you are right now. There are a lot of guys that for $5 or $6 million would roll the dice and try to do it at Vandy.
How many coaches do you think right now, active coaches, could win 9 or 10 games at Vanderbilt? Because you got a couple of problems. The SEC East is getting a lot better.
Yeah. How many active could win 9 or 10 games?
Yeah.
Very few.
Yeah.
Like everybody loves to say, you put Nick Saban there and he would do it. I think that's easy said. I don't know that he would.
I think in 3 years, I think Nick Saban would.
He could find a 9-win season?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, James Franklin did it, right? He got a 9-win season out of him. And I remember, I mean, when you and I were much younger and our buddy Jerry DiNardo was the head coach at Vandy, he cashed in on, I think, 2 5-6 seasons to get the LSU job. Think about that. I mean, that was good enough to get the LSU job. I don't even think he had a winning season.
Well, I go back to Derek Mason. You know, in 17, he was 5-7. In 16 or 18, he was 6-7. Then 3-9, and then the 0-9 got him beat in 20. Got him ultimately fired.
That's going to get you.
But you know, the 5-7 and the 6-7. If I'm a Vanderbilt fan, I think I can digest that.
Yeah, I mean, Smuff is right. He says, but for $5 or $6 million, do you think they're only going to get 5 or 6 wins? I mean, is it almost $1 million a win? Probably so at Vandy. And is that worth it?
I thought they should have stuck with Derek Mason. Now, one of the reasons I had the 38 bet, he
well,
was one
of
of my
course
guys.
you did. You had a vested interest.
But it's
in
not
that.
like he did a terrible job there.
But I'm even trying to think of a coordinator that has. Oh, I'll give you one. I'll give you one. DJ Durkin left Texas A&M to go to Duke. It's a dead-end job. Would DJ Durkin have taken the Vanderbilt job? And is that even a good hire? I don't know. I mean, DJ Durkin at Maryland, what was he at Maryland?
Mike Elko.
Yeah, excuse me, Mike Elko. My apologies. DJ Durkin went to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Mike Elko left. Another Notre Dame coordinator, right? Mike Elko was very well thought of. Left A&M to go to Duke. You could have hired Mike Elko. Now, is that a better hire than Clark Lee? I have no idea.
Yeah, and what's the better job, Duke or Vanderbilt? I think it's Vanderbilt.
Duke's easier to win. Vanderbilt's probably the better job, if that makes any sense. But it's easier to win at Duke because you're in the ACC.
Yeah, I think there's only certain guys that would actually take these jobs. And maybe they have way too much confidence.
Yeah, but
Mike Elko is not going to win at Duke.
He is not, and I don't know that Clark Lee is going to win at Vanderbilt.
He's
but
not.
I will say, if you're paying $2.5 million this day and age, you're not even trying.
Yeah,
I mean that's you saying I can find a guy at a bargain that'll take my head coaching job to be an SEC head coach, and I only have to pay him $2.5 million.
Yeah, that's one of those, I think, sports guarantees that in my lifetime I will never see Vanderbilt win 10 games.
Do you like Eli Drinkwitz? Do you think he's a good coach?
I'm indifferent. I think he's a pretty good coach.
Do you think if Missouri had not fired Odom and Vanderbilt had wanted to hire Drinkwitz, that he would have taken the job for $4.5 million from App State in a heartbeat?
Yeah, he would have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, he took the Missouri job. He would have taken that job. Lane Kiffin from Florida Atlantic. Let's say you're paying $5.5 million. Lane Kiffin's at Florida Atlantic. The Ole Miss job's not open. Matt Luke works, so the Ole Miss job's not open. Do you think Lane Kiffin would have taken the Vandy job?
Possibly.
For that kind of money, I think he would have.
I mean, possibly.
So, see, I mean, you could get coaches at Vandy if you're paying that kind of money. I don't know that you get anything out of it. I'm just saying you'd get a better quality coach if you just paid more. I don't think they care.
I mean,
I think their actions show
would
you that.
Hugh Freeze take the job?
I think in a heartbeat. To get it. Now, Liberty is now paying him $4 million. Liberty's paying him more than Vandy's paying Clark Lee.
Yeah, but I think if Vanderbilt could, Vanderbilt with the reputation, would they take on a Hugh Freeze? If I'm a Vanderbilt fan,
I don't think they would. No.
If
but
I'm a Vanderbilt fan, I would love to see it. I would love to see Hugh Freeze take over a program like that. Now,
I would too.
I do think that with Malik Willis last year, it was a little underwhelming at Liberty.
I agree. I expected more. Yeah, they did not win like I thought they would win. So more college football when we come back 30 days away from kickoff. Wayne's reminds you right now, Smart Pest it's carrying one of the best deals we've ever seen from Wayne's. Wayne's is family to us. They've been with us since day one. So they are family to you and they want you to save. So here's what they're doing with Smart Pest. Right now at Wayne's, you call 866-WAYNES-1, 866-WAYNES and the number 1. Use the code TNR for the next round. And you'll get $100 off your initial Smart Pest service. What is Smart Pest? Well, you don't want a rodent infestation, right? Wayne's has 24/7 rodent monitoring. The moment it spots one of those rodents, it proactively communicates to Wayne's. They then send out an exterminator to take care of the problem. You never get an infestation. It works that easily at Wayne's. 866-WAYNES-1. 866-WAYNES-1 is the number to call. Use the code TNR for the next round. Save $100 off your initial Smart Pest service when you call 866-WAYNES-1.
Follow Rockstar on Twitter @RockstarBHM.
This hour of the next round is brought to you by Culver's, now featuring the Big Wisconsin Cheese Pub Burger. Stop in the Highway 150 or the Highway 280 location and enjoy one today. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at One Man and a Toolbox. One Man and a Toolbox has provided professional handyman services since 1997. Honesty and reliability are qualities that embody every one of their employees. From residential to commercial, One Man and a Toolbox, they've got a background to help you with almost any project. I've used them multiple times at my home. Give them a call today. Get that free estimate, 205-823-2111. That's 205-823-2111 or online, OneManInAToolbox.com.
By now, you know I love the game of golf and getting on the golf course as much as I can. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. Simply put, Ballantrae Golf Club in Pelham is one of the best public golf courses I have ever played. It's always in fantastic condition. The people out there are so friendly. They just treat you like family. They're happy you're there. And the pace of play, they keep it moving. Those are all things that are important to me. See them for yourself. 620-GOLF, 620-4653 to make a tee time in Ballantrae. Also improve your game with a professional staff of Hal Brown, Jerry Applegate, Jay Chambers, all great teachers for Ballantrae Golf Club, just off I-65 in Pelham.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at HydroLive. Mention Next Round at checkout. Save 20% off any service. HydroLive's got 3 locations, Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone.
If renting is putting a dent in your bank account, here's your sign from the universe that it's time to buy a new home. And who better to help you through the ins and outs of home buying than our friends at Mortgage Right. With Mortgage Right, you don't have to worry about becoming a short-notice mortgage expert because they do all the heavy lifting for you. They're trusted mortgage professionals, and they'll help you choose the right mortgage option and stand by your side every step of the way. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR to buy before renting runs you dry. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
You've been wearing that thin, raggedy t-shirt for years now, and people cannot stop whispering and staring in your vicinity. We've all been there. Luckily, there's a solution to your lack of fashion and social cues. At nextround.store, they have plenty of options when it comes to a variety of shirts and hats. Once you start putting that Next Round gear on, be prepared to make new lifelong friends and hundreds of unforgettable conversations. Hope you like random high fives in the street, because that's what you're getting after visiting nextround.store.
Summer means cookouts and spending time with the family and friends in the backyard. Ryan Brown here. Nothing can ruin a party like mosquitoes. Wayne's environmentally safe Mosquito Plus solution safely and effectively eliminates mosquitoes. Plus, they provide protection against fleas and ticks, helping keep your outdoor entertainment spaces safe, comfortable, and pest-free for your family and your 4-legged family members. Wayne's has turned my backyard oasis into my happy place. They can do the same for you. Give them a call, 866-WAYNES1, or callwaynes.com.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the Next Round hosts a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation, while sipping some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, presented by Redmont Vodka. LT has in-depth conversations with personalities like Clay Travis and Taylor Hicks. Find those podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple and Spotify. And remember to like and subscribe.
We continue on the Next Round. Coming up later on in the show in our next live hour, Joel Klatt, the Klatt Monkey Rockstar.
Oh, good.
He joins us from out in L.A. We'll talk some college football with Fox's Joel Klatt. He'll be on the Alabama-Texas game, in case you've forgotten that. We need to find out, Lance, if he's going to Ireland. I forgot to ask him that.
If he wants to,
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine. Would you? Nebraska, Northwestern? I'd go.
I would,
Army.
yeah.
So we'll ask Klatt.
I bet he is.
I mean, that game's 30 days away, man.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a season opener, so who else,
Yeah.
if you're Fox, would you send?
I mean, you may send our buddy Brock Heward got a new. I can't remember the guy's name now. He left ESPN to go join Brock Heward. So Brock's got a new broadcast partner. Maybe you send them. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Look, and I love Brock, but I mean, the face of Fox football is Joel Klatt.
Yeah. So Klatt will join us coming up in the next hour. In our 11 o'clock Central Time hour, Montana Fouts is going to be with us. It's her final appearance. She did an NIL deal with us that went through the World Games. This is her final appearance all the way through the end of July. She will be with us, and we're going to do an AMA, Ask Montana Anything. We'll select your good questions. So if you want to share those in the chat room or shoot us at Next Round Live, we will select some of your questions, and we'll ask Montana what you want to hear from Montana. So that's coming up.
We get that all the time. You know, I just got a text on somebody wanting to ask Montana a question. So.
Okay, well, put that in the hopper. Is it a good one?
It's a good one, yeah.
Okay, not creepy. I mean, obviously we're not going to do stupid, creepy things. So don't do any
we'll
stupid,
be very
creepy
selective
questions.
on these.
Yeah. So anyway, Montana with us coming up later on for her final appearance. Maybe not ever with us, but this season at least. And then in the final hour of the show, Buster Olney talks Major League Baseball with us, presented by ATEX. Montana brought to you by Summit Tree Stands. Rockstar's 4 Downs, always quirky, coming up in about 10 minutes from right now. AAC Media Days also today. Different than the SEC or not, they're doing it on Zoom.
Oh, wow.
Like even Conference USA did theirs at Globe Life Park, the Rangers Stadium.
I don't get it. You know, I got it during COVID. Everybody was scared to death of COVID, so that was the reason you did it. But, you know, the American is your top Group 5. And if you want to have the credibility, you've got to have a legitimate media day. They've got money.
Yeah, the way I read it, it is Zoom only. Now, I could be completely mistaken, but the way I read it is Zoom only. So Zoom only is the AAC Media Days. I saw this interesting college football playoff teams. So their preseason ranking, like we always do this in the AP poll whenever it comes out, we'll do it again. Every year there is a team that is in the top 10 of the Associated Press poll that finishes the season unranked.
Who was it last year?
Knew you were going to ask me that question. That is
I got it.
I
got it.
We always look at it though, Lance, and we're like, I had them open yesterday, so I can get it probably quicker. But we always look at it and say there is absolutely no way any of these teams finish unranked. And of course, every year they finish unranked. All right, here's your preseason from last year, Lance. Top 10. Alabama number 1, finished ranked.
Yes, they did.
Oklahoma number 2.
Yep.
Clemson number 3.
They finished ranked.
Ohio State number 4.
I see the team.
Georgia number 5.
I see 2 teams.
Texas. I know it happens every year. Texas A&M number 6. Iowa State number 7.
They finished unranked.
Cincinnati number 8. By the way, good job by the voters. They got Cincinnati pretty close. Notre Dame number 9. North Carolina number 10.
Yep.
And every year we do this, we look at the top 10 and we say, absolutely no way. No way one of these teams
Wait, keep
unranked.
that poll too. Where was Michigan in the top 25?
That's what I was about to get to. Matt Brown, who covers college football for The Athletic, looked at the rankings of every single college football playoff team, their preseason rankings. I did not realize in real time that Michigan came from the furthest back to do it. They were unranked, Lance. Unranked and made the college football playoff. Nobody has ever done that until Michigan did it last year.
Well, hey, look, Baylor was close, and Oklahoma State was obviously close. Mm-hmm. Where were those teams in the preseason? I know Baylor wasn't ranked.
Baylor preseason top 25 was unranked. Yep. Who was the other one you asked
Oklahoma
about? Oklahoma State was unranked. So you had 2 unranked teams play for the Big 12 championship last year.
So think about that. And look, Michigan State was unranked, right?
Michigan State also was unranked, yeah.
So 4 teams that ended up in the top 10.
Oh, that's another thing that happens, unranked to top 10. Yeah. That happens every year.
So there were 4 that ended up.
And again, every year we look at this and we're like, I just can't see it this year. It's not going to happen this year. But like clockwork, it happens every year. Michigan last year was the first unranked team ever to make the college football playoff. So Matt goes a little bit further. Matt Brown does, covering college football. Preseason AP ranking, the number 1 team, 7 number 1 teams. 14 Florida State, 16 Alabama, 17 Alabama, 18 Alabama, 19 Clemson, 20 Clemson, 21 Alabama. So if you're number 1, you got a really good shot Like, I think the only one I missed right there was 2015, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, 4 of those teams, 14 Alabama, 16 Clemson, 18 Clemson, and 20 Ohio State. Number 3, 3 of those teams, 14 Oregon, 15 Alabama, 20 Alabama. Number 4, only one preseason number 4 team has ever made the college football playoffs. That was 2019 Oklahoma. Well, you'd think if you're preseason number 4, you're a darn near lock to do it. It's only happened one time. In fact, more number 5 teams have done it, 5. More number 6 teams have done it, 2. More number 7 teams have done it, 2. And Cincinnati last year became the first preseason number 8 team to make the college football playoffs. No number 9 team has ever done it. 2020 Notre Dame was the only number 10 team that has ever done it. And then, of course, once you get in the teens, it becomes increasingly more difficult.
Okay, I think I've got 9 teams that I know are going to be in the preseason top 10.
Yeah?
I don't know if I can finish that. Figure out that number 10 team.
Yeah, well, hold on to it. Hold on to it, and we'll do that in the next segment when we return. Johnston RV Center is the hotline where you find all the guests right there on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Some good news, new news coming up from them we'll share with you next week, but still at Johnston RV Center, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. You can find those Cherokee Alpha Wolves. They start as low as $275 a month with approved credit and 10% down, all the way up to that most popular couples coach floor plan in the Alpha Wolf, which is $329 a month with 10% down and approved credit. Great deals as well on those Coachman Clipper trailers starting at just $16,946 with a lifetime warranty. JohnstonRVCenter.com, JohnstonRVCenter.com. We do Rockstar's 4 Downs, and Lance thinks he can predict the top 10. Is that what you're trying to do? In order? You're not going to do it in order.
No, not in order.
10 teams.
Yeah.
You got 10 for me?
10, and I want to figure out who we think will be one of those teams that will fall out.
All right, so you're going to give us 10 you think will be in there and one that might fall out.
Right.
All right, that's all coming up in the next segment on the next round.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
At Alfa Romeo of Birmingham, you can now drive the 2022 Alfa Romeo Giulia TI, the Italian sports sedan of your dreams, starting at $499 per month plus tax with $4,999 down, plus first payment and title due at delivery. Come experience the passion and performance of Alfa Romeo of Birmingham, 1837 Grants Mill Road, or Alfa Romeo USA of Birmingham.com. Like financial lease, 10,000 miles per year, WAC, MSRP, $51,490, stock numbers Q0059, Q0068, or Q0074.
Hey, if you're looking for Birmingham's best pizza, you need to stop in and see our friends at Slice Pizza and Brew. It's as local as you can get, from the ingredients that go into every pizza to the beer on tap. For a great lunch or dinner, go see our friends today, Vestavia or Lakeview at Slice.
When it comes to choosing a dentist, 2 things are critical: trust and comfort. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. It's why I tell you about Stone Creek Dental Care. Dentist owned and operated, and Stone Creek Dental Care is the Southeast's premier provider of comprehensive dental care with more than 20 locations, including Birmingham, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Trussville, and Montgomery. Stone Creek Dental Care is able to provide a level of quality care you will not find anywhere else. From your basic cleaning to restorative dentistry, cosmetics, and endodontics, Stone Creek Dental Care covers a wide and comprehensive range of dental services for patients of any age. Stone Creek Dental Care's mission is to provide the highest quality dental care to every single patient in an environment that exemplifies the highest ethical, personal, compassionate, and professional standards, and to provide the best patient experience possible. Stone Creek Dental Care is currently accepting new patients at all locations, and new patients get a free Chick-fil-A gift card at your first appointment. So visit StoneCreekDentalCare.com to find a location nearest you. StoneCreekDentalCare.com.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy, all under one roof. It's our friends at Hydra Live Therapy. IV therapy treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy, reduce stress and anxiety, and boost your immune system, and more. If you mention The Next Round at checkout, save 20% off any service. You can join the IV League today. Members are rewarded with deep discounts. Make sure you ask about that. Hydra Life Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone.
Vulcan Tire and Automotive is hiring. If you want to take advantage of joining in with a local growing company in the automotive service industry, this is the opportunity for you. Hiring oil and tire technicians and more experienced mechanics. If you've got the talent and the desire, there is a spot for you at Vulcan Tire and Auto. Stop by one of their 4 locations and the manager on site can walk you through the pay scale, great benefits, and flexible work schedule. Get paid to build your future in the industry. Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com. Start your day online at nextroundlive.com. Get all the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. And it's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Major League Baseball, the NBA, when the time is right, we may do a little Canadian football too. There's always some action for you at lanceslog.com, where we have my top picks for you in every league every single day. All it takes, $3 a day. $90 monthly subscriptions get you everything. No confusing packages or any shadiness. It's all simple and 100% transparent. Try it out and win with me. Go to lanceslog.com. There's a free play every single day. Again, online, all your winners every day. Go to lanceslog.com.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe, homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champyschicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, here we go. Another hour of The Next Round. Joel Klatt, Fox Sports, coming up in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. He'll be with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Along with Lance Taylor, I'm Ryan Brown. Rockstar is here. Scott Forrester on the video. John Lunsford doing everything. And Taylor Corrin handles our social media. Dunaway back with us tomorrow. You can reach us at 205-734-0923. 205-734-0923. Klatt coming up. Also a little bit later on, Buster Olney, Montana Fouts. Give us questions for Montana. We'll do an AMA, Ask Montana Anything. You can pass on your questions. We start this hour 30 days from the kick of week 0. College football kicking off soon, 1 week from the NFL Hall of Fame game. We've got a lot of college football to get to. Our headlines presented by Nichols Outfitters. That brand new fishing department at Nichols includes ducket fishing, 13 fishing, Rapala lures, true bass, Shimano, Daiwa fishing, Sixth Sense fishing, all the brands you know and have been looking for, all right there at Nichols Outfitters off I-65 in Pelham. All right, so media days/day are going on. It is a media day for the Pac-12 out in L.A., odd place for that, with the 2 L.A. teams both in the conference, but I'm sure that was scheduled well before at Novo Theater there in Los Angeles. But the American is doing one on Zoom. American Athletic Conference doing their media day on Zoom. Now, we're about to play.
By the way, where's
Scott?
Where's the American based?
Dallas, I think. I'm not certain of that. Mike Oresco is their commissioner. So Rockstar, or Scott, go ahead and pull up what Rockstar has queued here. Mike Oresco. Small town news anchor. Will you give me that one? Is that what that looks like? Small town news anchor about to read a script? Because it kind of looks like, for some reason, a small town news set.
Or like a Sunday news commentary, Sunday morning programming.
Lance has nailed it. This is small town news general manager, and I get to come in and do my hot take commentary.
Yeah.
About the current presidential administration. That's what Mike Oresco looks like. So Forrester tells me this is literally, he's reading a prepared statement about the state of college football. Generally, these things are done a little bit off the cuff.
And by the way, it's the pages. It's not a page.
Scott, we're only getting one page of this, right?
Of course, he's probably got, I would say he has big font, but he's got his readers on.
He does have his readers on. All right, so now that we've totally destroyed the commissioner of the American, here's Mike Oresco, American commissioner, on his conference's view of the state of college football.
We all know this is a new and challenging era in college sports, unlike any that we've ever experienced. These are unsettling times. We arrived at this place gradually over the years, and now we find ourselves suddenly at a truly pivotal moment. NIL, pay-to-play, the transfer portal, realignment, etc., all have conspired to create a perfect storm. While I have no doubt that our conference will successfully navigate the shoals, what will college sports look like in the future? What do we want it to look like? The amateur model we have embraced for decades is gone. We can't pretend that it still exists. But at the other end of the spectrum is pure NFL-style professionalism. And is that what we want? Is there a reasonable middle ground that retains the student-athlete experience and does not make our student-athletes employees or union members?
Okay, got lost to the script. That was about to get super awkward, too. The union members thing, I think Klatt talked about that the other day. That's where we're headed, is unionization of the players. And is it going to be closer to the NFL model than this guy seems comfortable with? Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
But I will at least give him credit for realizing amateurism was a dated idea anyway, and it's dead.
But, with the union, when you're talking about the Players Association in the NFL, you're talking about 1,500 players. I mean, how many were we talking about in Division I now?
Well, I did it's like 11,000 players just in football.
Yeah, good luck.
I mean, what is that? We were at 132 schools, I believe. Yeah. And, if you go 105 players per school, you do the math right there.
That's a lot.
It's a bunch of players, right? So there's Mike Oresco, commissioner of the American. By the way, I'm just going to say this. I think the American's a pretty solid conference. If you're going to do a virtual media days and your guy is going to do a presentation like that, the teleprompter is probably necessary. I think I'd go ahead and invest in the teleprompter.
Holding this out.
He got lost in it. Oh, wait a minute. Where'd page 3 go? I can't find page 3.
It's like, did you ever see Something About Mary?
I have seen Something About Mary.
Jeffrey Tambor's on the couch reading the script, and the Great Dane pulls one of the pages away from him. He goes completely off script, just throws everything off.
All right, we're going to do Rockstar's 4 Downs, and then LT is going to give us his top 10 from the Associated Press before we talk to Joel Klatt. Rockstar's 4 Downs, like all 4 Downs, presented by our friends at Vulcan Tires.
Yeah, 4 great locations, soon to be a 5th. Make sure you get a look at anything bumper to bumper. They can do it for you and your family. For more information, go online, vulcantireandauto.com.
First down.
Supposed to have most in this. What is the most disgusting bad habit?
I've never understood, and we've shown video of people doing this, people that scratch their butt and smell their finger.
Oh, gosh.
No, don't you remember it was the German coach.
German soccer coach. It's not his butt, it's his front.
Well, it was his front, but either way, you're in the same geographical region.
Yeah.
What do you expect it to smell like, and what if it smells good, what are you going to do? If it smells bad, what are you going to do? I've never understood that.
Yeah,
they repeat too. You got to go. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I'm still
God.
there. Yeah.
What is that?
What were you expecting? Yeah.
I think wearing. I got a bunch.
And we've also seen people pick their nose and eat their boogers, and I don't understand that one either. What are you doing there?
What are you doing?
What are you doing there?
It's a form of cannibalism.
Yeah. But we've seen it all the time.
I think people that cut their toenails anywhere but a certain spot.
Yeah, I'm bathroom only for nail trimming. Yeah, fingers and toes.
I think you should be.
I sit on the kitchen counter and do it.
I think just being messy overall, just leaving shit out all over the place is disgusting. Wearing socks or wearing no socks with shoes.
That's not a good look.
I mean, I wear some of the what are they called? Just the liner sock where you can't see.
But it gives your feet some protection, not sweating those shoes.
Yeah, but sweating in the shoe, I mean, it just makes the shoe disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the no-see-ums is what you're talking about, those socks? Yeah.
Second down.
You can remake any movie you like. The only catch is that David Schwimmer has to be your leading role. What movie are you remaking?
I mean, this is such a weird question because...
It really is.
For me to do this, it would assume I like David Schwimmer's acting, which...
I was just saying, you can redo The Godfather, but...
No, why would I ruin The Godfather with David Schwimmer?
This is what they call a hypothetical, Mr. Saban.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you did The Godfather, it would be worth watching just for the train wreck aspect of it, that he's Michael Corleone.
Yeah.
So instead of Al Pacino, I've got David Schwimmer.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you wanted to ruin a classic movie, it would be kind of... I would feel like I'm watching a slapstick version of The Godfather.
You don't think David Schwimmer could pull off The Shining as Jack Nicholson?
Yeah.
No, I would say something like Sideways. I think it was a really good movie, but Paul Giamatti is a great actor, but he plays awkward really well, and I think Swimmer could play awkward, and I think he could have been that writer going on a bachelor party. So I would go randomly. I'll go Sideways with Thomas Hayden Church. I think he could have pulled it
I
off.
was thinking like Schindler's List. He plays the Liam Neeson role.
Schindler.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like
Blade Runner.
Yeah,
he's Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I mean, you
Barbie and Ken. I'll never forget about.
Is that out yet?
What about Gladiator? Could he have pulled Russell Crowe off as Maximus?
Yeah, he could have, or he could be Commodus. I think you're just gonna give him a thumbs down.
Rambo. Somebody Richard says Rambo.
Third down.
What would be the worst place to take a first date?
Swingers Club.
We see you're technically not going to be with me, so
right.
I'm not thinking about scoring.
I don't need to get to know you
Does
yet.
it even become a date at that point? I don't know, right? So I could not think of, like, I'm sure there have been some awful places to take first dates.
Morgue.
I mean, to meet your parents. Like, could you imagine the first date? Oh, we're going to go meet my mom and dad first.
Didn't Taxi Driver, doesn't he take his first date to, didn't he take Sybil Shepherd to a porn movie?
Yeah.
So that'd be an awful place, yes.
I mean, that's the equivalent of the...
She looked uncomfortable.
Trip says gun range. Like, yeah, you are assuming a lot of things about your date if you take her to a gun range. Bowling alley. I mean, I don't know. I mean, high
See,
school.
with bowling, if you're on a date and it's a single date, if you're not with another couple, one of you is always up bowling, so it's kind of hard to converse.
It is.
And I think a movie's even, movies seem simple, but you don't have any conversation.
So do you do the movie then dinner so you can have something to talk about, or you do dinner in the movie?
I don't. I think what you would have to do is dinner, movie, drinks after dinner.
It's a long night for a first date. What if at dinner like this is sucking bad? I don't want to do this anymore.
But you could go Red Lobster too for
Shrimp
that
Fest.
first date.
Hey, I'll tell you this. My brother and I are 6 years apart. This is a complicated story a little bit, but my brother and I are 6 years apart, and there was a girl that we went to high school with that was between us in age. And he went on a date with her, and he borrowed my jacket, but he didn't tell me he was going on a date with her. And I get my jacket back, and I reach in the pocket, and there are 2 ticket stubs. So this is back when they used to, tear the ticket stub to the movie, right? But a mutual friend of me and the girl told me that she had gone to see that movie the night before. And it turns out she was on a date with my brother, and I found it out by pulling out the ticket
What
stubs.
movie was it?
I really cannot remember the movie. And it really wasn't that big a deal. It's just kind of funny how you discover those things.
Fourth down.
What is something that pisses you off more than it should?
I let people out in traffic a lot. I feel obligated to let, at least 2 or 3 out when I'm going down 280. And the majority of people don't wave thank you now.
I know.
And it really upsets me, and it shouldn't. And I tell my kids when they're in the car with me, hey, look, when this is you, somebody lets you out, you've got to and I make sure.
Yeah, I do a big one.
Make it obvious.
Go
Make it abundantly
overboard.
clear.
Because coming out of my neighborhood, there's a merge lane, and probably 8 out of 10 times I've got to merge into traffic on 280 coming out of my neighborhood. And it requires people, if they don't get caught by a light, are up to a pretty good speed. So it requires them to back off to let me in. I realize that. So, boy, I'm all the time doing a big wave. I'll tell you another one that bothers me, too, though, is like when you're in heavy traffic and you get we're all over in the left lane. We're all trying to get there. And you get the old right lane. I'm going to fly up and try to cut off the head of the traffic.
But do you ever do it?
Huh?
I never do it.
I do it only if I can see that there is an actual gap up there. But these people, they don't see a gap. They just fly up there.
Because people follow the leader. Like, if that guy's doing it, I'm doing it.
But here's what happened. They get caught and they have to fall back. So you know what I do? Close the gap.
Yep.
They're not getting in front of me. Now, somebody else may let them in, but I'm not letting you in the line. You were in the line.
What's one that
you
bothers you?
gave up your spot.
The traffic thing is bad. I don't like when you're in line with you've been in line for food or something like that, and somebody sees, oh, hey, Lance, how you doing, man? You doing great? And they suddenly just get in the spot.
Yeah.
They take your spot. It's like, are you about to order? Yeah, I'll just order with you.
So let me ask you how this works. So went to dinner last night, had 2 people joining us. There was 2 people behind us, so they got there after the 2 people, but it was all going to be on one tab. And it was a place that you order up front.
I would have probably, was it slammed?
No.
Oh. If it's not slammed, it's not
and
a
what
big deal.
pisses you off more than when you're at a crowded restaurant, just 2 of you, and 2 people sit 5 minutes later and they get their food first? Well,
that doesn't.
We've been here. How did they get their food first?
Yeah, that doesn't really bother me.
I'll tell you one that bothers me, though, is you go to a place that's got 4 tops and 2 tops, and you're a 2 top, and you take a 4 top, and then 4 people come in and don't have anywhere to sit because you took a 4 top.
Yeah, and we've discussed this back in our previous days on radio. The table squatters bother the heck out of me. Like when you're in a line going in a restaurant and it's really, really crowded, so somebody way in the back of the line sends one of their party to hold a table.
Oh, I'll tell you one.
That bothers the heck out of me.
Yeah, there's a reason they've got that system.
That's right.
I'll tell you when there's a popular breakfast place that's always crowded on Sundays, a shocker, that we went to, and the wait was about 45 minutes. And you see that there's a birthday, some women had a birthday party, there's balloons and everything. There was a table of like 12 women. They were there when we got there. They were there when we finally got our seats. They were there when we left. They were still there. It was a table of 12, just refilling coffees and waters.
Yeah.
A table of 12, and they had to be there for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's tough on spots like that, man.
Yeah, and that's tough for the server unless they really. I mean, that's one of those you got to go 35-40%.
Riley, great line. Wait, Lance lets people out in traffic, or he tells the Uber driver to let people out in traffic? Hey, let this guy over.
Give him a wave. Don't be rude.
I'll tell you another one that
bothers
me, and I actually had to say it the other night. So the joint that has the Hawaiian quesadilla.
Yeah, good spot.
What they'll do on that margarita is they'll fill the entire margarita full of ice. And so you basically get a shot of margarita. So I told him, hey, half ice on my margarita.
Oh, interesting.
So he might have stirred my margarita with his junk because he came back.
He did.
Had less ice.
He looked pissed.
I hope he did.
Like I just don't want a ton of ice.
That is 4 Downs, presented by Vulcan Tire and Automotive.
4 great locations, soon to be that 5th location in Pell City. Locally owned and operated, great guys, brake pads, wheel alignment, tires, more. Anything you need bumper to bumper, they can handle. For more information, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
All right, give me 10 teams you say will absolutely be AP top 10.
Okay, so there's one that I'm not positive. I've got 9.
5 are a breeze.
9 I'm going to give you, and then I'm going to give you my 10th. I'm just guessing it could be one of 2, though.
My 8-year-old can do the top 5.
Okay, Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean, those are easy.
I think Oklahoma, Utah.
I agree.
Notre Dame, Michigan.
I agree. Michigan is a bit iffy, but okay.
And then I'm going to throw NC State. It's going to be NC State or Miami at number 10.
Really? You think one of those two?
Take a look, though. It's really hard to pencil in for sure top 10 teams.
I don't disagree. So of those, and we'll do this when the actual poll comes out, we'll identify. Of those, you're not going to feel confident that any of them are going to fall out because I think the reason you've got those teams in the top 10 is you like all those teams.
So what's it going to take, an 8-4?
Probably. I mean, Michigan 8-4, that would be where I would put my money.
Okay, but if Michigan goes 8-4 in the Big Ten,
though they're out of conference as a layup, so they're going to have 4 conference losses.
But if they're 8-4, they still probably are in the top 25. I mean, I think it takes 5 to actually put you out.
Yeah, they'd have to be 7-5, and with that non-conference, there's no way.
I don't see any of these teams losing 5 games.
We do this every year. You know, we do this every year. I mean, if you like NC State a lot, but if they're an absolute bust,
it's just not going to happen.
An 8-4 NC State team,
an 8-4, I still think is top 25.
I don't know.
Okay, Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson. Those 4 I know are not going to be out of the top 10.
You stopped at a really interesting place.
Of course, Clemson was out of the top 10 last year.
That is right. This is out of the top 25.
Oh, yeah, out of the top 25.
Yeah, you stopped at an interesting place.
I did stop at A&M. A&M could go 7-5.
Well, that may be your one then. A 7-5 A&M team is not in the top 25.
Utah, with their schedule, will not go 7-5.
I would not think so.
So I feel good about penciling them in. Oklahoma's got a new coach and a new quarterback.
I mean, if it fell apart, I guess there's a path. I mean, they could lose. They play Nebraska non-conference. Nebraska played right with them last year.
Yeah, I'm going to keep Oklahoma in. Notre Dame, I'm unsure. A&M, Notre Dame.
I think Michigan, but again, 8-4.
I'm keeping Michigan.
Yeah.
Keeping Michigan, and I'm going to keep NC State. I'm going to go Notre Dame and Texas A&M.
Those would be the teams that are right now on your radar when we do this exercise in a couple of weeks when the AP poll comes out. Those are the teams on your radar.
Yeah, just let me check Notre Dame's schedule.
Do that while
again.
Rockstar tells you about his guy. Rocky, tell us about Adam.
My guy is Adam Mestre at MD Realty. He is of the almost 4,000 agents in the Birmingham area that recorded a sale in 2022. He is in the top 8% of those agents. Adam is a third-generation realtor, born and raised in Birmingham, so he knows the area. You want a guy like Adam to find a house for you. Why rent when you can buy? Buying a home is the largest financial decision you will make, so make sure you are using an agent that you can trust to help walk you through the process. Call Adam Mestre for a free home evaluation at 205-422-0589 or visit mdrealtyllc.com. At MD Realty, we make house calls.
Okay, we were just talking about how much we like Marcus Freeman. He's got 15 returning starters on a team that won 11 games last year.
You're about to have him out of the top 25. It's a tough schedule.
Yeah, at Ohio State, I think that's a loss. BYU neutral site's a really difficult game.
It's in Vegas. Yeah.
Clemson at home. I think Clemson's a better team.
Okay. I mean, that's an easily losable game for them.
At USC to end the season. I think a lot of that is dependent upon how USC plays during the year.
It's a losable game, though. There's no doubt. So there's 4 potential losses.
Yeah.
Find me one more. They would need one more.
At North Carolina.
Okay. I mean, I could see that. I don't know how good Carolina's going to be this year.
Yeah, Navy and Boston College, maybe one of those two.
Stanford's no good this year, I don't think, do you?
I think they're going to be better than people think. I think Tanner McKee's a pretty good quarterback. Boston College is going to be much better than people think.
Okay, so there would be another potential. That's a quasi-rivalry game.
Boy, I mean, the last time Notre Dame lost more than 4 games, it was 2016. It was that weird year when they went 4-8.
Goose on Rockstar's questions. I hate the tip line now on receipts, and I'm not going to name the restaurants, but places basically where you just order at the counter and you are asked to give a tip now. He hates those.
There's certain restaurants that when you fill out the receipt, the cashier will go, tip, you want to leave a tip? How much?
Yeah.
Like, and you got people behind you, 50 cents,
well,
$200, $200.
But then when they spin it around too, I've been at a place not long ago where they spun the tip thing around and it started at 20%. I'm like, that's a little bold right there.
Most of them start at 15, 20, 25 or other.
Yeah.
And it's such a pain in the ass to do other. I typically hit 20 and it's not fair. I mean, 20%. Take out the going rate. And again, I've served before. Takeout is 10%. And I think you should start at 20% tipping your servers.
Yeah.
But just behind the counter, I think that I've got no problem, I guess, with 10%. But it needs to start at 10%.
Chris says, is LT using a magazine to look up schedules?
I am. It's Phil Stowe.
Chris is new to the show.
Yeah.
Lance prints his stories, too.
Lance is a hard copy guy.
Yeah, you've seen the commercial. We don't have to print the internet. Lance prints the internet every day.
Mega Millions back in the news.
He prints it in landscape for some reason.
Well, I don't know why this one printed in landscape. My other stuff printed in portrait.
Yeah.
So.
Lance versus technology, one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports right now. It really is. Hey, Michelson, look ahead, LT. We have got Joel Klatt coming up. Ask Montana anything AMA. You can fire us your questions for Montana Fouts, and Buster Olney coming up later on in the Michelson look ahead.
Hey, again, there was a time that I had 2200 vision. I didn't even realize it. I couldn't see without the aid of contacts or eyeglasses. I went to see Dr. Mark Michelson at Michelson Laser Vision. I got screened out. I was a potential candidate. I now have 2015 vision better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made. Find out if LASIK is right for you. Call Michelson Laser Vision, 969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. They will hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You've got zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson truly changed my life. Could possibly do the same for you. Dr. Jen Michelson's there. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
We talk college football with one of our favorites, Joel Klatt of Fox, next.
Bama and Bourbon, the Mystery Fifth Hour. Jimmy Buckets, available in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
The Next Round is proud to partner with Vulcan Tire and Auto, and we're excited to announce their first-class team and facilities are growing. If you are an experienced general maintenance technician looking for a new opportunity with a great growing company, go by Vulcan Tire. They want to talk to you. Not experienced, but interested in working on cars? Again, go by Vulcan Tire. They have a spot for anyone that has a can-do attitude, wants to work, and enjoys helping people. 4 locations and more to come. Vulcan Tire and Automotive, Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
Summer means cookouts and spending time with the family and friends in the backyard. Ryan Brown here. Nothing can ruin a party like mosquitoes. Wayne's environmentally safe Mosquito Plus solution safely and effectively eliminates mosquitoes. Plus, they provide protection against fleas and ticks, helping keep your outdoor entertainment spaces safe, comfortable, and pest-free for your family and your 4-legged family members. Wayne's has turned my backyard oasis into my happy place. They can do the same for you. Give them a call, 866-WAYNES1, or callwaynes.com.
Hey, it's Jim Dunaway. Let me take a second to talk about my friend Greg from Pell City and his company, Storm Restoration Roofing. He's the owner, and it's been locally owned for over 20 years. Insurance companies love Greg, and that's going to benefit you, the customer. Storm Restoration Roofing is A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they'll give you a free no-cost inspection. No obligation, no cost. 205-542-3531. 542-3531, or look up Greg from Pell City on Facebook. It's Greg Nelson and Storm Restoration Roofing.
Done building your family? A vasectomy is a safe, simple, effective option for birth control. When it was my time to take the snip, I used my friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, and there's no better time for a vasectomy. It's a great reason to be off your feet and be on the couch during the game with the wife's approval. It's a quick, in-office procedure covered by most insurances. Urology Centers of Alabama, 16 convenient locations. Call 205-922-SNP. That's 205-922-7647.
Let's face it, a home is one of the most powerful assets you can have, and our friends at Mortgage Right want to help you build wealth through home ownership. Mortgage Right is all about providing competitive rates, a variety of loan products, and a multitude of resources for a seamless home buying experience. They treat their borrowers like family and are always looking to bring more happy homeowners under their roof. See more by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR today and start living. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender. The new location of Walk-Ons is now open at Stadium Trace in Hoover, near the Hoover Met. And just like the location off Highway 280, you get authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine prepared fresh from scratch every day. Walk-Ons Happy Hour is 2 to 6 Monday through Friday. $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. Download the Walk-Ons mobile app for an easy take-home experience for the family. It's game day with a taste of Louisiana at Walk-Ons off Highway 281-19 and now at Stadium Trace near the Hoover Met.
Summer weather is finally here. Make sure your air conditioner is ready for the Alabama heat. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the ones to call for all of your HVAC needs. Hemphill Services is a locally owned and operated independent train dealer, and the team can service all makes and models. Get the guys at Hemphill Services to make sure your HVAC unit is ready to help you beat the Alabama heat this summer. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, do what I do. Call Hemphill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090. Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and our entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Drunk driving prevention is a priority at Anheuser-Busch. You can't drive drunk if you don't drive there. Encourage friends to join in the pledge to Decide to Ride on DecideToRide.com. Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, Birmingham Budweiser, and The Next Round. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth